We're here today joined by Josh, and we're going to be talking a bit about his experience of living in Vietnam and teaching English here. So would you like to start off by introducing yourself?
Hello, my name is Joshua Shiri from Spokane, Washington in America, and I've been here over 2 years at this point. Yeah.
Great, nice. So when you were first thinking about moving abroad, what made you initially want to do that?
It was between Japan and Vietnam. I've been thinking about doing it before pandemic times, but pandemic had to stay, university, long process. But honestly, the Ninja Teacher videos was one of the more leaning factors in terms of showing the cost of living, plus the amount of research I did into Japan. I was like, yeah, it'd be fun to live in Japan, but the salary compared to how expensive it is over there compared to here, I was just like, I know enough about, the cost of living here, so I just chose Vietnam, and I'm happy I did.
Okay, nice. So when you were thinking about it, did you have any concerns about if this was the right thing to do, and then what made you finally decide you're going to go ahead with it?
My main concern was just the distance I'd be away from my family.
Mm-hmm.
I've never, other than university, but I was 30 minutes away from my family. Never really long term lived that far away from them, and definitely especially my mom would just be in my head about the whole, before I even moved it, be like, family, come on, what are you doing? Who does that? Stuff like that. There was not a major I didn't really think. I was pretty much set on doing it no matter what. It was just a matter of just when I could do it, when the country would reopen again and stuff like that. But yeah, no, I kind of just always wanted to just travel in the first place. Spokane is a nice area, but it's very small compared to Saigon, which almost has 10 million people. I think Spokane has 250, almost 300K. So kind of just always wanted to just, go out, experience the world. I've traveled around America. I'm time for something new,
Got it, nice. So nearly over 2 years now, and how have you been liking it, and what are some of your favorite things about living in Vietnam?
Well, I'm gonna keep coming back. I do love it here. It's more peaceful, quiet depending on the area you're living in. Cost of living, again, that's a very big factor compared to how much you do get paid and how much you can get out of it compared to back in the States. I love the people. I made a lot of friends from a lot of different places, and it's always fun, especially with my British friends getting into the American versus British English jargon and all that stuff. The food, a lot of my Vietnamese friends, they always like to make fun of my Vietnamese. So the food, the people, the culture, I just find it very interesting. So no matter how many times I go to back to America, I think I'm just gonna keep coming back here.
Right. So amongst those things that you mentioned, let's talk about the food a bit. What are some of your favorite Vietnamese foods?
Right now it's thịt kho. It's like braised pork. I've been having an obsession with that recently. My girlfriend's been making it for me a couple times a week at this point. A big fan of bún chả. And there's this, I'm more of a bún chả over pho guy. And nem nướng.
Yep. Yeah.
So, yeah, right now, thịt kho, that's kind of been my addiction.
Yeah, I don't think I've even tried that. I gotta give it a go.
It is so good, dude.
Yeah.
It's sweet and soury and savory all at the same time.
I love how in Vietnam there's still dishes that I haven't tried after being here for so long, and there's always new things you can try as well. But yeah, bún chả is one of my favorites as well, and so many good different dishes, right?
Oh yeah, there's still a lot that I have yet to try as well. Like hủ tiếu. Even though I drive, when I'm driving, I just see a whole bunch of the hủ tiếu. I still haven't actually just had the opportunity to sit down and try it.
Hủ tiếu is good, yeah. Bún bò is another good noodle soup.
Also do enjoy bún bò, but I think my main thing is bún chả.
Yeah.
That's overall the soups. That's my number one.
Cool, and then yeah, you mentioned the people here. So what do you think about the Vietnamese people and the community in Vietnam?
One of the hard things about just coming abroad in general is just finding a good community, especially where I live in District 9, but even there I've had a few Vietnamese friends that I go and I try and talk to, practice my Vietnamese a few times a week. I've had a handful that are in District 1 that I see about usually once a week. Uh, like I said, they always like they always laugh at my Vietnamese attempts, but it's out of love, and they're always like correcting me, especially when I say things that I'm not supposed to say on accident. So yeah, just overall, I think like if you attempt, especially like just learning the language, uh, the locals really appreciate that, and you could like see it on their face. Like they even now, I'll still get like the light up when they're like, "Oh, you said one word in Vietnamese? That's crazy!" So just I love how like receptive they are and open to they are to just like receiving foreigners and like helping them out. Like I've had my motorbike breakdown and I'm like, well, and then just random guy will just do like the whole Saigon push thing into like a shop, and then they'll just help me out with translating and stuff like that. So it's the people just very nice and welcoming.
For people that don't know, that's when one person rides their bike and then they push your motorbike with their foot so that you go along the street, basically like pushing them.
Yep. A little awkward at first, but very helpful. Better than walking it alone.
Yeah. And so you've been learning Vietnamese, and how's that going so far?
It's going. At this point, I could speak sentences, but my main thing is still just understanding it. Like with my Vietnamese teacher, like I've been with her enough time to where or she speaks that I generally get what she's saying, and then some of my Vietnamese friends and my girlfriend. But like still when I'm like talking with strangers, I can say some sentences. I say 50-60% of the time they understand me, but when they respond, then I'm like, yes, fi, how? But it's still a work in progress. But it's fun, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's so difficult with the tones when you have to get them at least 80-90% right, otherwise it's just not understood at all. So you can't be like at that 50% right mark, otherwise people just don't get it, right? And then also Vietnamese people speak fast.
Very fast.
You know, you can sort of hear the tones, pick them out, but then you're thinking about a word, maybe like 5 words back, and you're like, what was that? And then it's, carried on.
When I hear them speak, I don't hear like the differentiation in their tones as much. And I've like talked to a few people about that, and they're like, yeah, we kind of just blah, 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 blah. But with it being so contextual, they know what they're saying, but like us, for example, I'm like, yeah, I'm stuck on that one word. Trying to figure out which tone that they use. Did they say friend? Did they say table? Did they say I'm busy? So it's fun. It's a work in progress. I'm just trying to get conversational.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things you have to work on a lot, and it's not easy, and you have to keep putting yourself out there, right? Yeah. So what are some tips you'd recommend for people if they want to start learning and improving?
Just use it as much as you can. When you go into the coffee shop, try and like order in Vietnamese. I'd say like being back, I still haven't gotten really that much into it, but language exchanges, that seems to be like a lot of different foreigners I've talked to, that seems to be like a very like thing that helps them a lot. One of my coworkers at a different center, he, wherever chance he gets, he just tries to speak as much as he can, and his Vietnamese and very good that I think. He's like, it's not that good. I'm like, bro, you're just being humble. But he goes back to Vietnam and England like a few times. He's lived back in England for a few years, come back. His Vietnamese is still very good, but he just like tries to, every Vietnamese person he meets, he's just going at it. So I think, yeah, just English language exchanges for like, if you're a little bit nervous, and just try and use it as much as you can.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been finding the Anki flashcard app really good for memorizing because it does that spaced repetition recall. So you just put anything you want to learn in there and then it sort of retests you at different intervals, and that's really good for memorizing. So I've been working on my flashcard decks more lately, which is improving things.
Probably download that because the vocabulary is definitely, right now, it's definitely my weakest. Just memorizing all those words, especially when you don't use it for a few months.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, so yeah. I'm probably also going to buy like a flashcard deck just to also just help keep hammering at it. Because I have been like practicing every day with my vocab, but even then I'm just like, my pronunciation without my teacher.
Right. Yeah, you got to keep practicing. So. Nice. So what are some of the things you mentioned, like cost of living? So how have you found the cost of living and the overall lifestyle that you can have here?
Very relaxing, very enjoyable. For what you get for what you pay for, I feel like is you can live here very comfortably. I've met some people that they live on the more cheaper side, and their places are still very accommodating, very compared to like what you could get in America for the same price. I've met some people that they live in like a nice penthouse, but they pay like less than $1,000 for like the two-story penthouse. So it's very there's a wide range of like rent in general that you can pick. Do you want a studio? Do you want like a nice penthouse? Do you want to pay like a few hundred or like 1,000? It You can choose how you live. Food. I eat a lot of street food. Mainly right now, where I'm just cooking at home, but very affordable. Even the restaurants in my area, a few restaurants. The mall opened up. It's a lot more expensive, but even in comparison, very affordable.
I've been noticing lately that meals out at Vietnamese restaurants, at least in this area, a little bit closer to the center, there's just that 50K mark where you can get like pretty much any Vietnamese dish you want for 50K.
Yep.
And like whenever I go and I'm like, that's 50K, that's 55, that's 50K. It just seems like the standard price, which I think for a lot of people is kind of amazing. You can get like a meal for what, less than $2, you know? So
Now, even I think D9 prices, they've also kind of just slightly been going up. But yeah, 50K. Like I went out for cam tam, and yeah, 50K. Got a nice big plate. Got like the nice pork on the side and the eggs, like the full special. Just 55K in total. So yeah, pretty much you can get a full meal with like a drink and everything like that.
And how's your apartment?
Oh, I love it. I've been there for over 2 years. My landlord is amazing. She goes above and beyond when it comes to anything. So I think if it wasn't so far away from like the city center, I'd be there for as long as I'm here. But it's just where I'm at, just a little too far. But apartment-wise, landlord-wise, I love it.
Nice, yeah. And you mentioned being on D9, costs are a little bit lower out there, so rent's kind of reasonable as well?
Oh, way cheaper compared to like Dao Dien.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking for like a 2-bedroom, like the place I was telling you about. It's like 10 mil for like a 2-bedroom, but in D9 right now it's like 7.5.
Wow. Yeah.
And I think the Vin homes in that area is still like nicer than the one I want to move to, but it is, like very far.
Yeah, we did that video there on the Vin Homes apartments there as well, so people can check that out. But you mentioned you want to live a little bit closer because I think that's something that people consider when they're moving here. Like, do you want to live right by work, or do you want to live maybe a bit closer to the areas that you hang out? And now you're going for more of a in the middle.
In the middle. It is still a very like Vietnamese area. It's not Thao Dien or anything like that. So prices are still lower compared to like D7 and Thao Dien. But it is closer to like a lot more where the central things are. I'd be like 30 minutes away from District 1, 50 minutes away from Thao Dien in that area. So when I do want to, splurge a little bit, I can just go and have like some nice Thai food or some nice, like a good juicy burger or something like that.
Nice. How about travel? Have you traveled much since you've been living in Vietnam within the country?
Oh yeah, I've been to a number of places. Like a month or so ago, I took a trip to the north and I visited Ninh Binh finally. That's my new favorite city.
Beautiful.
It
there,
is
right?
nice.
Yeah.
The air was clean, all the nice big rocks, cows walking in the middle of the street, or the water buffalo. Yeah, I think water buffalo.
Yeah.
And the vibe there was just so chill and relaxed. So it used to be Dalat, now it's Ninh Binh.
Okay, nice. Yeah, they've got the big limestone cliffs and the caves and the river winding through the limestone mountains.
I didn't know about this at the time, but apparently like Kong Skull Island was filmed there.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And the tour guide I was on, they made like a whole like, hey, this is the area, and then they still kept like the set there or something like that.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. There's some like old buildings that were part of the set.
It was just nice. Yeah, new favorite city.
Really cool. And you mentioned Dalat as well. Was that one of your favorites as well?
It's the closest place that I found that has like the same weather to where I'm from.
Yeah.
Evergreen trees everywhere, nice chill weather. No, Dalat still has a place in my heart. Like I've been to a number of places, mainly in the south, just like traveling around. I still have yet to go to Da Nang, which is still on my list. But I think like those more like naturey areas, like yeah, Ninh and Dalat. Those are where my heart resides compared to like Nha Trang or Vung Tau. But like I've gotten the opportunity to travel around a lot more than I thought, but still not enough.
Yeah, there's a lot of places to see, but it is nice that you can get the mountainous vibes as well as the ocean and beaches. So
Oh,
you
yeah.
can get a bit of everything in Vietnam. Yeah, it's great. Nice. So how about just some experiences that you've had in Vietnam that have you made some good memories and stuff? What are the things that have like stood out that have maybe been unique while you've been living here?
I think it's pretty cool that like you and a few friends can just decide to just rent a villa for like a few $100 and then go to like Vung Tau and then stay there for a weekend and just have a party a little bit, have a good old time. Or yeah, just go like to Nha Trang and just do that. It's really cool. It's very, very. I couldn't do that back in America, that's for sure. But just like the different experiences that you can get, like going scuba diving in Nha Trang, or like driving to the top of a mountain and going to like a very secluded cafe that has a very nice view into a lot of just like the random like cool experiences that you could find for me. Uh, but no, just the part where me and my boys could just be like, "Hey, y'all want a weekend off?" And then like, we found like a few cool places. I think that's like the main part that I love.
Yeah, that's great, and especially if you like form some good friends and
Oh yeah.
part of the expat community and then local friends. Yeah, I think it's really nice to like have that community here, right?
My best friends here are still the ones I took from the ninja course
Nice.
over 2 years ago. So me, Chris, and Kenny, we usually go out. Like I was with Kenny like a few weeks ago. I work with Chris, of course. We still try and find some time to just go out and just hang out, see what's up, see what we all been up to.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so that was about 2 years ago that you took
Yup.
the ninja program. So, and how did you find that experience of coming to Vietnam through the Ninja Teacher Vietnam TEFL course?
Very helpful. It was like a guiding hand. Like I said, like yeah, a lot of the friends that you have there, if it's a good solid squad, they'll be your friends for as long as they're here. Like, of course, some people leave; it's their time; they go back to where they're from. But like, you'll always have like a good solid crew, especially with like the ninja, like the monthly ninja like outings.
Yep.
So go there, meet a few ninjas. Like Taylor, for example, he was a part of my course, but I met him there,
Yeah.
and we talk. So yeah, I think it's just having like a good community here, and plus yeah, just it's intimidating just coming to a foreign country where you don't know the language. Like even though I did a lot of research before coming here, actually going to a government office is still intimidating no matter what. So the course was definitely a good like guiding hand, a good like it calms down a lot of anxiety.
Right. And you hadn't taught before teaching in Vietnam, right? So during the course, you learned all the skills to be a teacher as well, right?
Yeah. For the company that I work for now, there's like a week-long training program and stuff like that. And it was a lot of like reviewing the stuff that I already learned from the ninja course. And I was like raising my hand, be like, oh, I know that one. Oh, I learned that one. But I feel like even for like first timers and even some of my friends here that are ninja or teachers from where they're from, it's always like once you're actually there in the classroom environment, you're still learning. No matter what, you're always still learning. You learn in the course, you learn from like different trainings, but once you're there, it's a little different.
Yeah.
No matter what, still just learning.
Yeah, I mean, it's an intensive like 4 weeks of learning the foundations, but then you really improve when you're actually a teacher and you're practicing that in your actual job as well. So yeah, how have you found the actual teaching in Vietnam?
I'd say the course definitely quelled the nervousness I did have. But even once I was like my first job, even once I was doing that, I still had a lot of questions for my center manager. A lot of like nerves building up when stuff did happen that I was unexpected for. But a few months, very comfortable up there. So it's like a job, so you have some bad days, but overall, you come to love your students. You come to make little jokes with them. You meet, depending on where you're at, you meet some of the parents. You build a rapport with the parents. My old center, one of the parents, I was able to help her daughter like break out of her shell, and she was like, every time she'd see me, she'd try and come and talk to me. But it's fun, and especially like just getting getting to know a lot of people from a lot of different countries. Like back, like again, we're back where I'm from. There's not a lot of international people. So meeting people from Germany, New Zealand, Australia, South America, and stuff like that. It's a nice mixture, even no matter like the center, I find.
So what age groups have you taught?
From little babies, like little 3-year-olds, to I've done adult classes. I've done, but mainly right now, I'd say like preteens is like my main one right now. That's also my favorite, just because most of the time their English is enough where you could have like a conversation, and you could start joking around with them and stuff like that.
Nice. And what kind of teaching schedule do you have? Like how many hours per week and all of that?
So right now I'm working about 12 to 16 hours a week, mainly in the evenings on the weekdays. And then on the weekends, I have a couple of morning classes. And then weekends, I'm usually out way earlier compared to the weekdays. But you still have like my mornings on the weekdays are generally free if I'm not lesson planning, or if there's not like other admin stuff that I have to do.
Nice. Yeah, I think that's, it's quite common with the English centers to have those kinds of hours on the weekend and some weekdays as well. And then you have like time off in the week. And then with that, I mean, that's a decent number of hours. You got to do lesson planning as well. But do you feel like you can have a good work-life balance with those number of hours?
Oh yeah. I'm getting back to it now, more accustomed to it now since I just got back from America again. But like, at my last center, when I was like more settled in and I was here for a while, I was doing like Vietnamese class like 4 times a week. I was doing like my boxing a couple times a week, and I had like my D&D group that I would go every week as well. So I had definitely had a lot of hobbies. With where I'm at now, coming back, I'm still settling in. I'm starting a couple classes again, doing more physical activity stuff again. So it's definitely very possible. You can have a lot of free time if you set your time up correctly.
Nice, yeah. So it sounds like you have a lot of hobbies. Do you find there's a lot you can do here in your free time?
The longer I'm here, the lot more communities that I discover. There is, I mean, big city, almost 10 million people. So there is a lot of different things. Like when I just came here, I played Dungeons and Dragons, so I was like, oh, it'd be nice to, get back into it. Few Facebook group chats later, now I have like a group of friends that I've been playing with them for also like 2 years.
Nice.
Sports wise, you could do mixed martial arts. You could just have like a good group of friends. Like there was a few Russian friends that I made that in my area that I play basketball with on a regular basis. So there's a lot of different interests and a lot of different like hobbies and activities. Like my girlfriend, she's an artist, so she has a lot of like art stuff that she goes to. There's a lot of like conventions and workshops like that I've been to like once or twice with her. So artists, sports, more like language focus. There's a wide variety of different like hobbies and stuff that one can pick up.
And you ride a motorbike, right?
Yes,
so
I do.
How do you find getting around on a bike?
I took like a class when I just moved here on how to ride a motorbike and all that stuff while I was getting like my licensing process and all that stuff. Until you actually do it, it is, yeah. It's just a matter of like getting on with it and just getting on the streets and just adjusting to the rules. I still go way below the speed limit when I'm driving. I'm usually on like the side of the road, letting everybody else pass me. But yeah, there's a couple of like organizations that you could do that will help you learn, help you get your license and stuff. But at the end of the day, it's just a matter of experience. Now I'm driving. I've done like road trips to Nha Trang from Dalat. I've driven to Vung Tau a handful of times. I'm very comfortable with it. I like driving in general, so that might also play a part in it. But it's just a matter of just getting comfortable with it and just getting on the streets.
Yeah, because it looks really intimidating at first, and you do need to understand sort of the rules of the road, the unspoken rules of the road as well. But I think once you get into it, you realize it's actually not that bad.
It's not that bad. The honking was probably the biggest culture shock, I guess, for me in terms of like back in the States, you rarely honk at people, but here it's like it's pretty much how you talk.
Yeah.
Just, hey, I'm here. Hey, I'm over here.
Yeah, I'm coming through.
Yeah. So honking, that's gonna become your best friend. But yeah, other than that, just a matter of getting on the road and just experiencing it for yourself. carefully and cautiously.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to do some lessons first and,
Oh, yeah.
and do that all safely. What would you say are some of the biggest challenges of living abroad that you've experienced?
I'd say the main one for me personally was just the finding the community. Finding just like a solid group of like friends that you can rely on, that if you have a problem that you can just be like, hey, do anybody here knows anything? And even if you don't have that, there's so many Facebook groups that you could just throw in an answer or question, and then like you'll get so many replies from like different people that'll be like, oh, I think this, or I've gone through this. It's just for me personally, finding that community. And like once you find that, just like back at home, you just have like, it's comfortable, it's nice. You have people to hang out with, you have people to socialize with and stuff like that.
Yeah, awesome. And do you think that you've grown as a person, and have you learned things about yourself while you've been living here?
I've had to become a lot more adaptable, I would say, especially not knowing the language. There's a lot of stuff that can just jump out at you and that you just gotta find a way to deal with, whether it's not you pull up Google Translate or you like reach out to somebody that knows better than you and then asking them, hey, what would you do in this situation? What do you think I should do? Just like I guess the people that you know here are probably your biggest strength here.
Gotcha. Is there anything you would say to someone that is thinking about teaching abroad and considering it? Oh, we just had a little cat. Come say hi. It just looked into the camera. Is there anything that you would say to someone who's thinking about teaching abroad and is on the fence? What would you say to them?
It's worth it. Just do it. It's a fun experience. And if it's not something that you realize that's not for you, home is usually just a plane ticket away. It's far from like most Western countries in general, but generally speaking, just do it. It's fun. You'll meet some interesting people. You'll get to break out of your comfort zone. You'll get to experience something new.
Cool. All right. Well, I think that's really helpful for anyone watching this and thinking about doing it. So I hope that everyone who's watching got a good sense of what it's like here. So yeah, thanks a lot, Josh.
Of course.
All right. And if anyone wants to start teaching English in Vietnam, you can head over to ninjateacher.com to learn more and subscribe to the channel for more videos, and we'll speak to you soon.
All right, peace.